What's cracking, guys? JP here again, bringing you another update of my 40-gallon Reef tank. Now this tank has been set up for about a month now or so, or less. It's doing pretty well. The corals are definitely enjoying the bigger tank. So if I look back for all those years I kept my nano 20-gallon or 10-gallon, I should have started with a 40-gallon breeder instead. It is a lot more easier to maintain, a lot easier to have more corals, more fish, so you don't have to struggle as much. You can have more equipments in or out the tank. Now this tank, I don't have a sump, I only have a DIY skimmer, and I only have 2 fish for now, but in the future I will add more fish. So let's get to my inhabitants. So my gold hammer is doing pretty well. It's a little bit closed up. The light has been turned to blue about 30 minutes now, and the fish has been just going around there, but it was more expanded a little earlier. It's definitely a lot more gold than my 20-gallon. My green torch is still exploding everywhere. It's definitely from wall to wall. If you look in the side, from one side of the 40 breeder all the way across. Got my green hammer, or purple tip green hammer right here. It's doing pretty well. My green digi is growing so fast. You can see the growth tip right there. There's my bicolor frog spawn. Then I'm still saving a couple zoas. Hopefully they will start to spread. Then there's my pallies back there. And I still got my little Monty Pora, plating Monty Pora right here, red cap. And it's growing like crazy everywhere. You can see the growth rings too. Alrighty. So what's the future plan for this tank? So this tank I was thinking of adding more fish. I really like the blue-green chromis. They're pretty cheap. They can kind of shoal if you have 6 or more, but I heard they start to kill each other one by one, so it's a hit or miss. So I heard if you introduce them all at the same time, at the same size, then they will kind of have lesser aggression. And I was thinking of getting like royal grammas, orchid dottyback, some more nano fish. I might not be able to get any wrasse because, as you can see, I have a bare bottom tank. So if you have wrasse, like the chorus yellow wrasse, you need to have sand for them to kind of sleep. For the cleanup crew, I currently only have 2 nerite snail. I know, right? That's kind of crazy. That's all I have. I have no more hermit crab, no more Necerius, no more stars. I do have some bristleworm, that's very small ones. It started to rise its population, and I got some copepods, those or amphipods, and those are keeping my aquarium pretty clean. But with this design, the flow seems to be going around, and when it stops, my filter, aqua clear filter, the flow will start going this way. So a lot of the detritus will get trapped right there. There's that big pile. And I just bought an extension filter for my aqua clear, and hopefully it will get close enough that it will start to suck up, and it will go in my filter where I can kind of manually remove it a lot easier. So there's that. I will definitely buy more cleanup crew in the future, like crocus snail or more little hermit crabs. But overall right now they're doing pretty well. Alrighty. Let's get to my equipments. Like I said, no sump. Got my heater there. There's the temperature controller right here that I made. My ATO right here. The output. And then above is the aqua lifter. An air pump for my skimmer. And there's my ATO water container. J-Bow PP4. Still doing pretty well, and an aqua clear 110 refugium skimmer section, so that's doing pretty good. Let's go under the cabinet. There's my heater controller. All my wiring is a little bit of a mess right now, but that's doing pretty well. Here's my dosers, alkalinity and calcium. I have upgraded my tubing to the ice maker tubing at Menards. No controller, no fancy Apex or Reef Keeper. It's just regular timers and pretty cheap and simple. Alrighty, so I have started to add a few new things. So in January 27th, I started dosing Aqua Vitro Fuel 4.5. The recommended dosage was like 9, so I started half and slowly going up. I started doing the Red Sea Color program again, only 3 drops. I will probably start feeding my tank twice a week with the Maestro Shrimp, the frozen ones. And here is my parameters. This is from yesterday. 1.026 for salinity, 8.6 DKH, 1,260 milligram magnesium ppm. And I did dose 40 ml of the magnesium to kind of raise it a little bit. I don't know why it's kind of low. It's not too bad though. 435 calcium, undetectable nitrate and phosphate. I think my algae and my corals are consuming it faster than my test kit. As I only have 2 fish. 78 degree Fahrenheit for the temperature. I did not really have any pH test kit. So these are all done with Salifert test kit right here. Let's see. There we go. There's my little test kit here. And I got my Hanna checker, my refractometer. Okay. And what I have here is, this is for the future. I will start putting this on today in my tank to seed this sponge. I will start setting up my quarantine tank. I have this long tube. This is just a 1-inch thin wall tubing. I got this at my local pet store. I'll probably cut this low, put another sponge here so that when it does have air bubbles, it will not splash everywhere on my cabinet and such. So yep, I'll see this for about 2 to 3 weeks before I'll set my quarantine tank. It's probably just a 10-gallon. I'll start getting some more fish in the future. For future corals, I will definitely add more Acan here. Maybe some Zoa Garden, Acan Garden, or Pali Garden, whenever I can afford. I was thinking of getting more Acropora, or start getting one Acropora or SPS right here in this little ledge, so I can have something that will grow above, because it's a little bit more in the middle. I will probably start selling the frags of my torch. It's getting kinda everywhere and big. And some more corals beside here. I don't know yet. So that will be the long-term goal. It's gonna be a long way. For my lights, I am still using the SB Reef Light Sprite. This is the smaller Gen 1 version. Then I'm using a T8 supplement. This is the actinic one. So only using 2 lights. And this is not even maxed out yet. It's still the same setting from a 20-gallon. So that's pretty crazy, right? The design for this was supposed to only handle up to 20 gallons. And look, it's 40 gallons, crazy. Got my auto feeder here. I am not using any GFO or carbon. I am mainly using skimmer and my refugium right here. And then there's my dosers, and that's basically it. Alrighty. Well, I hope you like my update, guys, and happy reef keeping. Adios.